So we're gonna start with Mushu's tank. And Mushu is my grandma's beta, but I do care for him and do the water changes and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and check him out. So here is his tank, if it'll focus. He's in a 5-gallon. It's like a top fin something, but it's rimless. And there he is. He is gorgeous. He's loving his place. He actually has, if he'll let me show you, a giant bubble nest on top. And look at him. He is just so proud of his bubble nest. He's a sweet fish. His fins have grown a lot since we got him, and he's doing really good. Alright, for the next one, we're actually going to do one of my betas. The rest are mine. I have a 10-gallon with a double tail beta, and his name is Loki. He's actually a rescue. We got him from Petco, and he was missing his top fin. It wasn't really their fault, I think, because his water was pretty clean. I just think he was a fin nipper. But we figured we'd get him in a proper setup with some silk plants and some aquarium salt just to heal that fin up. And he's had a lot of growth. It's still growing, so keep that in mind. But here is his tank. He, like I said, is in a 10-gallon. We've got a mini Hogwarts castle in there, and I absolutely love it. He has all silk plants. He's got this little purple feather thing, and there he is. Look at him. He's just so cute. I love him. Oh. Am I scaring you, Loki? But anyways, he seems to love his tank, so that's good. It's always good when they like the work you do. Now my next one, I have had for a while. I've had him about 1.5 years, so I'd probably say he's maybe around 2 years now, maybe not quite, but he was a big fish when we got him. Now I was at work, and I'm a cashier, or I was then at least, and someone came through with him and a bowl. Now, no fish really belongs in a bowl, and they had no gravel, no filter, no heater, so I kind of like started telling them about all the things they needed to like properly care for their fish, and they decided they didn't want him. So I felt bad, so I took him home. This was back before I knew that plastic plants were bad, so he actually got some fake grass. It is pretty tall. It takes up like the entirety of the vertical space of his tank, but he fell in love with it. He sits in it all the time. He is my last tank that has plastic plants in it, and I'm not ready for the fish fit I'm about to get from him if I take that plant out. So please keep that in mind, that if you're setting up a new tank, you really shouldn't get plastic plants, and try and strive for a 10-gallon, but I've had him for a while and I don't want to deal with the fit. But anyways, that being said, here is my Sully. I have bananas in the way, don't mind those. But you can see he's right here in his plastic plants. Oh, look, he's gonna come around and say hi to us. Hi, Sully. He's got a little castle, but he's got like the jungle of plastic plants. We did order some hair grass for him, and we're gonna try and grow it in here. We got a bunch of seeds, and I'm gonna put it all along here. So I'm hoping when it grows out that we can take those plants out and that he'll just stay in the actual hair grass instead of the fake hair grass. But he's a grumpy old man at this point, so I'm just gonna leave it unless I can find a suitable replacement. Now sorry about my thumb. Those are all my betas that are in the kitchen. The rest of the tanks are actually in my room. And I do have to say, please mind the mess in my room. I just moved a few weeks ago and I'm still kind of getting set up. But we're gonna start with Thor. Now, I can't guarantee he'll come out and show himself, but he is in there. He is a rose petal finned beta. He's this gorgeous blue, but he's kind of a shy fish. I actually had him in my 20-gallon, and he decided he didn't like it and stayed in one spot all the time, so he got moved into a 5-gallon. But if I can get it in the frame, here's his tank. He's actually in the pineapple right now. You can kind of see him, but he just kind of chills there. He's also a very picky eater. I've got garlic to go in to soak his food in, and I have to feed him baby shrimp. They're actually Gamaris shrimp. They're freeze-dried. I do feed him frozen oftentimes too, but if I'm in a rush or late for work, I feed him freeze-dried shrimp, kind of crinkle it up over his tank, and he eats it right up. But there's his tank. It just got a remodel, so we got all the plastic out of there. Hey Thor, you gonna come out? He's kind of starting to poke out a little more. I think that's about the most we'll see of him. Alright, our next one is a reptile tank. Oh, it looks, there we go. And you can kind of see the reflection, but he is actually in the rock hide, and he's not doing too hot. We just got him a little bit ago, and he's still not eating. So I'm not gonna bug him, I'm not gonna pull him out. We did just feed him. He's been to the vet, and we know what we need to do. So we're working on him, but he is in there. That is Norbert, my leopard gecko. He is a super hypo carrot tail, and I think he's absolutely gorgeous, but he's just a baby. So he's got a lot of growing to do. My next tank just underwent remodel, but it is a 20-gallon long. It's the same thing Norbert is in up above. And what's in here is a beta. He is a dragon scale beta. I just got him yesterday. There is 3 African dwarf frogs, a rubber lip pleco who will be moved to a larger tank, and there's a mystery snail, and there's 3 neon tetras. Now, I did have 5, but unfortunately 2 of them, since I redid the tank, have passed away, and I feel bad, but I had to tear that tank apart for a pretty awful reason. I lost one of my betas in a bad way, and it just didn't work out, so I tore everything in the tank up just to make sure it was all clean. And I've found out since that neon tetras are actually pretty sensitive fish, so I didn't really properly put them back in, and unfortunately, like I said, they didn't make it. I've got 3 left. I'm probably not going to get more. I've been looking into chili rasboras because I've discovered that my tank is too small for the neon tetras. The dimensions of it are okay, but they're supposed to be in like a 30-gallon, and my biggest that's up and running is a 20-gallon. So next, we're gonna go on to my bearded dragon. Now, his name is Magnus. He's also known as Bella. Funny story, we thought he was a girl for the first couple months we had him, but we just recently found out he's a boy, so Bellatrix became Magnus. He is in a 40-gallon breeder, and he's still growing. Now, some places say it's okay to keep your bearded dragon in a 40 breeder for their entire life. I prefer to keep them in bigger tanks, but since he's still small and I'm still getting settled and we're looking for a house and everything, he's currently in that. I will be making him a custom tank. I'm so excited for it, but it's gonna be 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot, and I think he's gonna like it. So I'm going to show you his current tank. It is a little messy. I've been busy tearing apart the 20-gallon and taking Norbert to the vet, so here is his tank. Where is he? He is on top of his log. If I could I might have to turn off that light. Let me turn off that light real quick. There he is. That's Magnus. Now you will see some blue containers in there. That's got some silica gel in it. He can't get to it and it can't get out. But we had some humidity problems. I tried a dehumidifier in my room and it's just not really working. So we're gonna dry up his tank. His humidity's been quickly dropping and it's been all good. But there he is. He's got plenty of climbing space and some rocks, and he's got a nice long UVB, but he's pretty happy in there, even though he's a little butt. Could actually probably pull him out. I might do that at another point, but he's a great bearded dragon. I love him. Now, another issue from the move was my beta Smaug got stressed and started nipping his fins. We've since worked on it and he's in salt baths, but his fins are still regrowing, so please keep in mind that. And I know I keep saying, like, please note this, but I did just move 4 hours and I'm just happy that my pets made it in good condition. Like I said, Norbert is new, which new leopard geckos, while they're getting settled in, might not eat. Loki was a rescue and Smaug was a fin nipper. But I do try and keep good care of my animals. If you see anything I'm doing wrong, please let me know, because we know nobody's perfect and I do want to try and give them the best care possible. But without further ado, here is Smaug. And look at him swimming around. He loves showing off. He's such a happy fish. Like, he always swims back and forth and just kind of dances for us. But he is a half moon beta. And he's got this gorgeous blue on him, like metallic blue, and red fins with like some black on the end. He has a bubbler in his tank and a hide and like a little dragon skull, because he is in fact named after the dragon from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, so of course we had to play that up. But here he is. Now I'm gonna show you some more of my pets. These are not tank animals, these are dogs. I do have another dog and a cat, but my fiance and I aren't living together right now because we just moved and are still looking for our house. So he has the dog, the second dog, and the cat at his house. However, my grandma just has some of her own animals, so you will see those guys too. So actually, oh, my floor's messy. We're gonna start out with Zoe. Zoe, are you being camera shy? Yeah. Zoe. What you doing, girl? This is Zoe. She's a grumpy little old girl, but she's sweet. She was from a shelter. I might tell you guys more of her story at another point, but she doesn't have many teeth and she's a little grumpy, but she's cute and I like her. And then we've got Buddy. His nickname is Tank, and you will see why in a second. Hey, bud. Bud. Hi, bud. What you doing? What you doing, buddy? Oh, aren't you so cute? He is a little bit overweight. He was also a rescue, but he likes giving kisses, and he is such a sweetie. And then, as you can see, my other dog popping off now that I am playing with the dogs. Hey, Tramp! Tramp, come here. This is my actual dog. He's a Yorkie Pomeranian mix. He is 2.5, and this is my personal dog, but he is such a sweetheart. We're going to start taking him to classes at PetSmart for training. We want him to be a therapy dog so he can go give all the love to people. Won't you give all the love to people? Yes, you will. And then My other dog's name is Stella. She's a border collie. She's actually smooth coat. So she's not as fluffy as you see most of the border collies. Are you playing with socks, Tramp? You got the socks? You got the socks? Oh, you took the socks. What are you doing? Oh, Tramp? Tramp? You got the sock? It's kind of a zoo here right now, but it's a great zoo. She is a smooth coat border collie. She's a little over a year old, and she is a sweetheart. She's pretty big, but she's not entirely sure of every person. She doesn't like hats, but she's great. She's very hyper, and she's my running buddy. But she is my fiance's dog, which is why she isn't with me right now. And then we have a cat named Percy Grumps. He's named after Percy Weasley, and he is just like an orange. We think he's an American Shorthair and British Shorthair mix, but I mean, he's a cat. He's a cute cat. He's 9 years old, and I will also tell you more about him in a later video when I can actually show you him. But anyways, that's all my pets, minus the two I can't show you guys. And I hope you guys like the video.